Hi everybody, I'm Joe Parker of the Pixel Depot, and welcome to the first installment in a new series I'm calling Craft Store Craftiness. You know, we modelers tend to be a thrifty and ingenious bunch, so when it comes to raw materials, we don't necessarily limit ourselves only to what you can find in the hobby shops. For example, I know from the comments to my video on 5 amazing low-cost tools that people can get pretty creative when it comes to finding bargains and repurposing items for modeling use. Besides the hobby shop, you can find suitable materials in all kinds of places, including yard sales, the dollar store, and of course, craft stores. If you're new here, this channel covers model railroading, including planning, hints, tips, how-tos, and updates. To stay up to date, click on the subscribe button. Also, click on the bell so you'll get notified when there's new content available. And as always, if you click the thumbs up now to like this video, you won't have to worry about it later. You can also support me on Patreon. For as little as $2 per month, you can show your support of the channel, and you can also get some nice additional perks as well. Doing all this ensures that I can keep providing you with videos that you will enjoy. While you're at it, consider following me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links are in the description below. So when I'm talking about craft stores, I'm talking about the stores such as Michael's, AC Moore, and the like. They tend to be large stores catering to all kinds of hobbies like scrapbooking and various kinds of art and so on. Sure, they can carry some modeling specific items like paint and glue, but that's not really their main focus. Even so, with an open mind, some creativity, and a willingness to look outside the box, they can be a great source of material for us too. I know a lot of modelers, including some master modelers, who make regular trips to the craft store. The craft store closest to me happens to be Michael's. Now, I'm not affiliated with Michael's in any way, and I received nothing from them for this video, but that's where I happen to shop while making this particular clip. The idea here is that I will start at aisle 1 and make my way through the store until I have 5 items. I'll stop there, and then for the next video, I'll start where I left off in the store and go until I have 5 more items, and so on. This assumes that you guys out there like the concept in the video, so be sure to let me know in the comments and by giving me a thumbs up. It also assumes that they don't reorganize the store anytime soon, so if they do that, I'm not sure how we'll handle it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Last thing I want to mention before we start, not all of these items may be available in all stores, nor at all times of the year. I make no guarantees that you'll be able to find the items that I did at your local store. Having said all that, let's get started. So you can see from this clip here that as I entered the store and started towards aisle 1, aisle 1 happened to be the seasonal section, and I did do some looking around there, although it might not be obvious from the video, and didn't really find anything that I thought was going to be of use. Luckily, shortly after that, I stumbled upon the clearance section, and to be honest, I didn't get out of the clearance section, so everything that you're going to see on this particular video, I got from that particular aisle. You can see here on the video that I approached the clearance section from the wall side, not sort of the main aisle side of the store. So when I first got there, the first thing I saw was sort of the higher end clearance items. The first item I found was from sort of that more expensive end of the aisle, and it happened to be these trees here. These are evergreen trees. Very modeling specific, not really a lot of imagination required to figure out how to use these. I probably still would add some additional turf or flock on them just to kind of give them a little bit more of a varied look on them, but you know, these certainly will come in handy on the layout. In terms of price, when it comes to the clearance section, these were regularly $11.49. I got them for $7, so again, at the higher end of the clearance section, but that's still a 33% savings over the normal price. So after starting on the more expensive end, I sort of decided that I would start at the really bargain bin end of the clearance aisle. And that's where I found items number 2 and number 3. So item number 2 are these. They are called Sequin Pins. And to me, when I looked at these, they looked kind of like balloons. So, you know, maybe HO scale balloons or so on. I know that there are some figures out there somewhere of, you know, a vendor selling balloons from a cart or something like that. I thought these might work well with something like that. Maybe on the layout there's a grand opening or something along those lines where balloons might come in handy. The pins come in red, white, and green, so they're a little bit Christmas themed, and maybe that's why they were in the bargain bin. But certainly you could probably paint those to any color that you wanted if you really did want them to represent balloons. Either way, the regular price on those was $2, $1.99. I picked them up for 50 cents, so that is a 75% savings. Even if I don't end up using more than a couple of them, still a pretty good bargain. The third item also came from the 50-cent bin, and it happened to be these Pom Poms. As you can tell, they're bright red. There's no getting around that. But I thought that even if I didn't use them as is with the red color, with maybe a shot of green paint, they would probably come in handy as some sort of bush or some other kind of scenic material that could be glued down. Considering what you pay for the adhesive bushes from Scenic Express and places like that, 50 cents to give this a try didn't seem like a bad deal. These were regularly priced 99 cents, so 50 cents is, of course, 50% off. So again, if it doesn't work out, no big deal. 50 cents isn't really a big deal to pay in terms of something to try out on the layout, in my opinion. Item number 4 are these X-Acto blades. These are number 19 blades. The package on these does say that they're wood chiseling blades. So the usage on those might be a little bit limited, but I'm sure there's something I can come up with. I know that I use my flat edge chisel blades for all kinds of things when I'm slicing and dicing styrene and so on for scratch building, so I'm sure that these will come in handy. The price on these was $2, marked down from the regular $4.99, so that's a 60% savings. The only thing that seems to be wrong with these is that the package is a little bit beat up, so honestly, with X-Acto blades, do you really care what the package looks like? So seemed like a reasonable pickup at a reasonable price. Again, fairly modeling specific, so not a lot of out-of-the-box thinking required here, but I did think that they were a good value, so I picked them up. Item number 5 are, sorry for the noise, these clear acetate sheets. There are 12 of them in the package. They are 12 inches by 12 inches, so they are a square foot each. I paid $3 for this package, so I've got 12 square feet of acetate material for $3, marked down from $12.99. I think this hands down is the winner in terms of value, both in terms of the price that I paid, like the discount that I got for it, as well as the volume and sheer amount that I'll be able to use it. What I'll end up using these for are windows. So I've got 12 square feet of window material that I can use that I paid $3 for. This is going to last a long, long time. I've used transparencies and the like in the past with good success. I'm assuming, I haven't opened this package yet, but I'm assuming these are very similar to those. So this should really come in handy for quite some time in terms of modeling usage. So that's all for this episode. I hope this gives you just a glimpse of what you might be able to find at the craft store that could be of use in your modeling. I'm actually looking forward to the next visit where I can get past the clearance aisle, honestly. A couple of the items I picked up were pretty modeling specific, so it didn't require a lot of outside-the-box thinking. Once we get into some of the other areas of the store, it'll be interesting to see what we find. That's, of course, assuming that you guys like this one. So tell me, what did you think? Should I keep going with this series? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if there are any items you use where the craft store is your go-to source, especially if they might not be so obvious. If you have thoughts, suggestions, or questions about this video, the series, or the channel, you can include those in the comments as well. If you enjoyed this video and think that others might, click the thumbs up to like it, and please share with your friends. Finally, if there are other topics that you'd like me to cover on this channel that I haven't mentioned yet, give me a heads up. I'm Joe Parker of the Pixel Depot. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll meet me next time in the train room.